Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us. This is from the CBN. I am Ulie Misi Dada. Remittances from Nigerians living abroad has had significant benefit on domestic income, social welfare and economic growth in the country. The Central Bank of Nigeria understands its ramifications for exchange rate stability, reserve accretion, job creation and poverty reduction. With its policies, therefore, the Apex Bank aims to broaden the scope and scale of diaspora inflows while ensuring that those in the diaspora leverage formal channels in remitting funds rather than informal channels that are more susceptible to fraud and poor safeguards for those who use such services. We'll be bringing you details of the newly introduced CBN Naira for Dollar scheme, reactions from Nigerians in the diaspora concerning the scheme, local manufacturing deal between Procter & Gamble and Colliery, and the presentation of healthcare grants for 5 researchers and more. Let's begin with the news. Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Goodwill, has stated that research and innovation in the treatment of diseases must be supported as a vibrant healthcare system is vital for national security. Emefiele made the statement at the bank's headquarters in Abuja Tuesday during the presentation of grants to successful beneficiaries of the Health Sector Research and Development Intervention Scheme. It is disclosed that the body of experts received 286 submissions, 68 of which have been reviewed and evaluated, and 5 of them considered as having significant merits, valued at about 254 million naira, were recommended for financing. The recommended proposals, he said, have the potential to enable the development of Nigerian COVID-19 vaccine. The CBN governor noted that the coronavirus outbreak, with its unprecedented effect on world economy, has underscored the fact that a healthy workforce remains critical for continued economic growth and the financial system stability.
We all witnessed how a public health crisis and emergency brought strong economies, indeed all the economies in the world, both developed and developing nations, to their knees. In Nigeria, it exposed the fragility of our healthcare system and the urgent need to look inwards and build a more robust and sustainable healthcare system in Nigeria. Developing nations have had to contend with limited supply of vaccines for their citizens. It is therefore imperative that we find ways to encourage research and innovation in the treatment of health conditions for our citizens in Nigeria. As you may be aware, the Health Sector Research and Development Intervention Scheme was introduced with the release of implementation guidelines and subsequent inauguration of the scheme's body of experts in July 2020, chaired by Professor Adeyeye. The scheme, which was part of CBN's policy response to the coronavirus pandemic, aimed at prompting intense research and development activities towards developing vaccines and drugs against the spread of other communicable and non-communicable diseases in our country.
Secretary to the Government of the Federation and Chairman of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, Mr. Boss Mustafa, commended the efforts of the bank at helping the future generations to combat any disease outbreak.
This modest attempt that is started by the Central Bank of Nigeria would translate into establishing very formidable institutions, so that if we are confronted with another pandemic, that will definitely come. Not in our time, but generations that would follow will be able to look back and say, yes, a modest attempt has translated into a formidable platform of innovation and research.
It is a landmark development in our nation to see the Central Bank of Nigeria intervene when needed most and provide the needed catalyst to promote research and development in healthcare. While tremendous progress has been achieved in global health over the last several decades, millions of people still die each year from infectious diseases and other health challenges in the sub-Saharan Africa. What we are witnessing today is a testimony to the creative policy of the current administration and the support the government has given to Central Bank of Nigeria to carry out its statutory responsibility. The leadership of CBN, as part of its policy response to the COVID-19 pandemic, has introduced the Healthcare Sector Research and Development Intervention Scheme to help strengthen the public healthcare system with innovative financing of research and development.
Recipients of the CBN HSRDRS grants were Professor Olufemi Dokumbabalola, Professor Okoli Ikechukwu, Dr. John Ogedengbe, Dr. Garba Uba, and Dr. Otega Ejofodomi.
Two of the grants that were awarded today are on ivermectin that is being proven to be effective against COVID-19. The other two of the 5 are diagnostics, to be able to diagnose, whether somebody has Lassa fever or things like that. So it is extremely important to know that this is a big stepping stone for research and development in Nigeria. The money is not too big, but just like the CBN president, governor said, we have to start somewhere. And it's an encouragement to my young colleagues that got the award. In terms of moving forward for vaccines, this is just a reflection of what is going to happen in the next 2 years. There are 2 researchers that are working now on COVID-19 vaccine, because we don't know whether this is going to be a seasonal flu or disease or whatever. So we have to do our own part. But CBN has supported research and development. We are seeing just the output of it. We have not finished our review of the grants, but CBN is also supporting pharmaceutical industry and medical centers because of the weakness that was there for years or for decades. So what CBN is doing is fantastic for the country and is going to move us forward in terms of health security. Without health security, we cannot have a healthy workforce.
CBN Governor Mr. Godwin Emefiele has reassured that the Apex Bank will not relent in its efforts aimed at encouraging firms and multinational companies to expand their presence in the manufacturing sector of Nigeria. Emefiele gave the assurance last Friday in Lagos while hosting the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between Procter & Gamble and Colori for the local production of its oral care products, Oral-B, as part of the drive towards localization of production in the country. It said the manufacturing industry remains a key focus of the monetary and fiscal authorities in driving economic recovery following the pandemic-induced downturn.
At the Central Bank of Nigeria, we set up a 1 trillion naira facility in response to COVID in April 2020, geared towards supporting the growth and expansion of the manufacturing firms in Nigeria. So far, close to about 400 billion naira has been accessed and disbursed to 76 manufacturing firms, which will boost local manufacturing across critical sectors over the next few years. Our efforts have aided the recovery of the manufacturing sector, as reflected in the Purchasing Managers Index, which shows that the index on manufacturing activities rose from a low of 41 points in May of 2020 to 49.6 points in December 2020. While growth remains fragile, driving further growth in the Nigerian economy will require that we continue to support more investments that will enable the growth of the manufacturing sector in Nigeria.
The governor encouraged other multinationals to embrace the idea of producing their goods locally and take advantage of Nigeria's market size.
Given our market size and population, we believe that Nigeria offers significant advantages for multinational manufacturing firms that choose to invest in domesticating their production lines in Nigeria. Not only do they have access to our large market, Nigeria can serve as a base for them to export goods to other markets in Africa. Our efforts at putting in place policy measures to encourage improved production of goods that can be produced in Nigeria is driven out of the need to create jobs and wealth for our growing population. The impact of a manufacturing plant also goes beyond its immediate environment, as it also enables the growth of our small and medium enterprises that work to meet the needs of the manufacturing plants and their staff. This is in addition to the skills transfer gains that could be made when our people are able to acquire knowledge on new technological skills. This part of supporting domestication of local production in Nigeria is imperative for us to enable growth that is inclusive and sustainable in Nigeria. We cannot afford to continue to rely on a model that encourages imports of goods and export of jobs away from Nigeria, as the ramifications and adverse consequences are huge and indeed dire on our economy.
Procter & Gamble's Managing Director for Nigeria, Adil Farad, said the company will continue to increase its economic and social footprint in Nigeria.
This agreement signals our new $35 million investment in the local manufacturing of our Oral-B products in Nigeria, which will create new jobs and impact millions of lives through our innovative products. The importance of this milestone cannot be overstated. At P&G, backward integration is a strategy, and we have a commitment to produce as close to our consumers as possible. This is also in line with the diversification, industrialization, and localization objectives of the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan of the Nigerian government. The $35 million localization of our oral care products will help us deliver on this commitment and will position Nigeria as a manufacturing hub for West Africa, and by extension Africa, as the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement comes into full effect.
The MD of Coloris Cosmetics in Nigeria, David Feng, expressed the company's readiness to work with local businesses for healthier lifestyle.
Will be put into operation in the middle of 2021. It is also our commitment to realize production localization. It will promote local economical development. We will provide better service for local enterprises and provide people with a healthier and more beautiful way of life.
The Central Bank of Nigeria has introduced the CBN Naira for Dollar scheme, an incentive to boost inflows of diaspora remittances into the country with effect from March 8th until the 8th of May. The Trade and Exchange Department of the bank, in a letter to all deposit money banks, international money transfer operators, and the general public on Friday, said all recipients of diaspora remittances through CBN licensed IMTOs are entitled to be paid 5 Naira for every US dollar received. The incentive is to be paid to recipients through commercial banks, whether they choose to collect the US dollar as cash across the counter at a bank or transfer same into their domiciliary account. Speaking further on the newly introduced CBN Naira for Dollar scheme during the Fidelity Bank inaugural diaspora webinar over the weekend, Governor of the Apex Bank, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, explained that the move aims at providing Nigerians in the diaspora more convenient ways of sending remittances home. Emefiele explained that the scheme will also increase the transparency of remittance inflows and reduce rent-seeking activities. He was optimistic that the new policy measure will encourage financial institutions to develop products and investment vehicles capable of attracting investment from Nigerians in the diaspora. The governor cited South Asian countries which have used remittance fee reimbursements to increase inflows and improve their balance of payments position following the COVID-19 pandemic. Commenting on the issue of round-tripping, Acting Director, Corporate Communications Department, Mr. Osita Onwanisobi, explained that there is a limit to what could be remitted through international money transfer operators, IMTOs. One is to be admitted that though the CBN action does not go far enough in offering total reimbursement, it would nevertheless reduce the cost burden of remitting funds back into the country. He noted the existence of initial challenges of network integration, assuring that the Apex Bank would continue to work assiduously to resolve the few remaining challenges.
Up until a few years ago, Nigeria produced far less than it consumed, spending up to $22 billion annually on importation. Then came the import policy by the federal government. Now, to survive, the nation must learn to be self-sufficient. And so far, we are on the verge of achieving this through the intervention of the Central Bank of Nigeria and other stakeholders in support of local farmers and efforts of value chain entrepreneurs. Now, the goal of creating 10 million jobs in 5 years through 10 commodities is gradually being actualized. Let's buy Nigerian to grow Nigeria.
Welcome back. Did you know that one of the key elements of the Sustainable Development Goals is to increase the volume of global remittances as a percentage of GDP while reducing the cost of remittances? This goal aligns perfectly with the objective of the CBN Naira for Dollar scheme. And we've been getting reactions from Nigerians living abroad on the scheme. Let's hear from them.
Yeah, my name is Henry Itariri. My understanding of the CBN Naira for Dollar scheme is that I think 5 Naira is given to for every dollar that is paid into Nigeria through the banks, and I think you get a 5 Naira per dollar. Yeah, that's like an incentive, really. It's supposed to be an incentive for people in diaspora to send money back home to Nigeria. I think the policy, well, to some extent, it will encourage people to send money back home to Nigeria because, it gives them more value for their dollars. But I still think it's a little bit too little. Too small for somebody to really bother with that. I personally have been making remittances back home through the banks personally. That's for personal transactions, money to family, friends, and all that. But I don't think, as it concerns to regards to investment in Nigeria at the moment, I'm not looking at anything like investing in Nigeria for now. And my reason is simple. It's purely to do with security.
My name is Oluibezil Maduka. I reside in Abu Dhabi, Emirates, in United Arab Emirates. So it's a welcome development, and it's also, I believe, going to also check the excesses of the black market, because we know that the black market also have a huge effect on the quality of the Naira. So if this policy is going to help in some certain ways to help the Naira, appreciate in the international monetary transactions, that is a welcome development. And also, we know that it's a win-win situation, because for every dollar that is transferred into a domiciliary account in Nigeria, you get 5 Naira as an incentive. So it's good. It's a win-win thing, so which means it's going to encourage us to, keep sending our remittances home.
My name is Ray. I live in Pennsylvania, in the United States. The new scheme introduced by the Central Bank of Nigeria, Naira for Dollar, I think is a welcome development, and if properly managed, like some countries in Asia, for example Bangladesh, they do this also. So it will encourage us, to send in money back home, and then knowing fully well that, okay, your money will be safe, and at least you're going to have a little thing from the bank, from Nigerian central bank, when that money is being withdrawn from whichever bank. This is good for investment also. So we beg you, Nigeria, let's do this together. While also the government, also we beg you to help us with the security situation in Nigeria, and to enable people come home and invest, because I don't know what you can invest when there is no security. We're not talking about infrastructure right at the moment. We're not talking about the inability of Nigeria to have electricity, no road, no good hospital. That is not even the issue on ground now. Issue on ground is the cattle, the herdsmen and the Boko Harams. If you can really take care of these things, and then couple with these central bank issues and giving a free, I can call it free 5 naira for per dollar, so I think it's a good development.
So have I been making remittances through formal bank channels, or would I invest back home? Oh yeah, definitely. I will definitely, or I am actually investing back home. Well, I do make remittances as well back home, but not definitely through the formal bank channels, but through these individual organizations or businesses, that are licensed under the IMTOs to transfer money, and are also being regulated here in this part of the world. Some of us that are living in this part of the world, we are looking forward that when we retire, we'll be at least visiting Nigeria, or for spending more time in our countries more often than here, especially with the cold, but yeah, so investing in our country is very, very important. I'm one of those that strongly believe in it and is doing it, and it's a good thing to do because it helps to secure your future and your old age as well, and also build, posterity for your children and your family. Yeah, I think it's very advisable, that wherever you are, to always remember that home is home. Thank you. Yeah, my name is Margaret Nwosu. I am based in Toronto, Canada.
Nigeria is a rich nation of green land, rich resources, countless crops and commodities sufficient to feed and provide a means of livelihood for her teeming population. Chin up, Nigeria, the giant of Africa. Exciting times are here. We can be self-reliant and grow our economy if we work together to explore our potential. It takes a whole nation. Let us get involved. Buy Nigerian to grow Nigeria.
Thanks for staying tuned. On Monday, the world celebrated this year's International Women's Day. CBN Governor Mr. Godwin Emefiele congratulated Nigerian women as a demonstration of the bank's commitment to gender parity. We have his message right here.
The 2021 global theme, Women in Leadership, Achieving an Equal Future in a COVID-19 World, celebrates the heroic efforts of women and calls on us all to challenge and call out gender bias and inequality. Today's celebration is very significant given the COVID-19 pandemic, which has brought unique challenges for women, ranging from increased care burden, job losses, disruption in women-owned small medium enterprises, amongst others. According to the United Nations, the pandemic will push 96 million people into extreme poverty by 2021. Almost half of these will be women and girls. Notwithstanding, on the global stage, it has been noted that some of the best COVID-19 responses were from countries led by women. I also feel highly thrilled to celebrate the inspirational women of Central Bank of Nigeria for your capabilities, strength, and resilience. At the CBN, we believe that giving equal opportunities to all employees is a necessity, and in recognition of the critical contributions of women to economic growth, we are making way for more female bank CEOs and intentionally targeting women in our various development finance interventions. Today, we reiterate our commitment to see more women thrive and progress into positions of leadership, particularly as we leverage our emergence from recession to greater economic resilience and strength.
That's all from the CBN this week. You can always log on to the website of the Central Bank of Nigeria, www.cbn.gov.ng, to find out more about the people-oriented initiatives of the Apex Bank. Call the CBN Contact Center using the phone line provided below for your valid complaints. Local rates may apply. Send in your comments and contributions to the email address fromthecbn@gmail.com. Follow us on the social media for updates and uploaded episodes of the program. I am William Dada. Keep on staying safe. Bye for now.